DramaAlert Nation? It's your boy Blue here, back with the news. Really quick before we get started today, go down there and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to stay up to date with all the juicy drama going on in the community, because as soon as that big story drops, we're gonna have it in your sub box. Today, we've got Mr. Beast, some huge news. He's working on his next big project, and it's with the Sidemen. We're gonna get into that soon, but first, let's talk about Dejis and his return to boxing. I'm sure as you can remember, at the beginning of December, Dejis released a video called Redemption where he hyped up his return to boxing. Everybody was so excited and was so curious as to when this was going to take place and everything like that.
Doesn't want to be the shadow of anyone. He doesn't want to be just JJ's brother. He wants to show people, I'm Dejis.
Obviously, so much hype behind that video. It had me hyped up. I don't know about you, but yesterday, a company called Showstar made a huge announcement on Instagram. They put out this post saying, "So it's true, Showstar brings YouTube boxing back to the United Kingdom with UK versus USA clash on March 5th, 2022. And of course, you know what that means. KEEM put out this tweet saying this is the card Dejis is gonna be on. A lot of people discussing this too, with Dejis even trending on Twitter. So yeah, as of right now, all we can do is speculate who Dejis is gonna be fighting from the USA, but I'm sure whoever it is, they're gonna have to be stacked because Dejis was looking pretty good in that video. Speaking of YouTube boxing, you're never gonna guess who wants a piece of Jake Paul. It's Idubbbz. As you all know, Idubbbz has been looking for somebody to fight for a while now, with him making that video back in October about RiceGum continually ghosting him.
The boxing promoter and I reach out to RiceGum and we say, we're ready. We're ready to set up this event. And what does RiceGum do? He ghosts the boxing promoter repeatedly. He ghosts me repeatedly. And then when I finally am able to contact him, he says things like, oh, my neck is sore. Okay, what? From playing Fortnite? Why is your neck sore? And why do I give a if your neck is sore?
God, the money I would pay to see the RiceGum and Idubbbz fight, like that would just be legendary. Come on, RiceGum, like what are you doing? But with that being said, it seems like Idubbbz actually wants a piece of Jake Paul now. He made this Instagram post saying, went to Jake Paul fight, it was a good time, only been boxing 4 months, but I'm pretty certain I would punch the crap out of Jake. Would be a messy night for sure. Of course, Idubbbz could be joking, but Jake, please, do it for the meme. If you challenge Idubbbz to the fight, he's not going to refuse it. It would be amazing. Just please, please, for the love of God, do it. Now, speaking of Jake Paul, we've actually got him backing up Woodley on Twitter with a beef he's having with his former NFL running back. Le'Veon Ball saying, fight me, stop trying to fight people who can't box. And Jake replies with, hey, Woodley, this clown's saying you can't box. How about you show him as a part of the MVP event? Tyron would drop you faster than the Ravens. Woodley responded saying, because I made one mistake, you think it's sweet? Don't get it effed up, homeboy. God, I sounded so white saying that. Le'Veon then clapped back with, you made more than just one mistake. He slept you for the last mistake you made. Then Woodley saying, so you coattailing. I get it. See a person courageous enough to go into battle and use that to try to throw your name in there for a bag without making that walk. That's defined as clout chasing. Surprising from you. Personally, I just think it's awesome to see Jake backing up Woodley like that on Twitter after their fight and everything. That's just awesome. And for our next story, we've got Klein tweeting out about a strike he got on his YouTube channel. Ethan saying, our final Christmas podcast that we've been planning for a month will not be happening. We just randomly got a strike because a video we reacted to over a year ago was deemed too dangerous to watch. They won't even tell me what it was. Can't upload for a week. Then apparently YouTube was actually going to look into it for him and try to fix it, but they ended up denying him. He said YouTube denied the appeal, can't upload for a week. That's just the way it goes when you dedicate your life to YouTube, have 10 full-time employees, owe rent on your studio, and have thousands of paying members. You get banned for an old vid that nobody cared about until trolls mass reported it. A video, by the way, that is still on YouTube by itself, age restricted since 2014 with 100,000 views. So why the F am I getting a strike? Merry Christmas. Man, things are just not going Ethan's way lately, from copyright strikes to lawsuits. Keemstar hasn't gotten hit by a bus or anything. Like it's just a rough life. Speaking of a tough time, we've got Tana Mongeau getting robbed of over $6,000 in Christmas gifts. She tweeted out saying, I bought $6,000 in gifts on Rodeo and my assistant's car got broken into, all gone. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so upset. F thieves, FLA, F Rodeo. $7,000 in gifts and my assistant's window is shattered. Hard crap to get. days before Christmas. I'm so upset. And then apparently the cops got like a picture of the guy or something because she posted on her Instagram story saying, "This is the man, he stole my crap, like help." She then put out a tweet basically saying she'd be offering a big reward to whoever can find him. So if you want to go out there and try to find the Grinch of Rodeo Drive, maybe you can get some of that Tana money. Also in the news, we've got a little update for you on Danny Duncan. Obviously last week KEEM interviewed a bunch of girls that were alleging they were groomed by Danny, and now it seems it's actually getting some mainstream media attention. Keemstar retweeted this article from KVIA ABC7 News, a news network out of El Paso, showing that they actually covered the story, and even featuring the clips from DramaAlert in their news segment. And despite all these serious, disgusting allegations that are clearly not gonna go away anytime soon, we still had nothing but radio silence from Danny's corner, so hopefully at some point we'll get a response and we'll get the answers that we need. Really quick, guys, I actually have a breaking story that was just sent to me, and it's coming from Sun Hat Kid, the one that actually accused Danny of abusing him. He has made a video responding to Danny's response video. It's called Danny Duncan, This is the Truth, and in the video he basically sticks by the majority of his claims that he made in the past video and claims that they are actually blackmailing him and that it's dangerous for him to put this video out because they'll actually try to come after his reputation. Check out these clips.
I take abusive stuff very serious, and I would never joke around about abusiveness. I wouldn't lie about abusiveness. I was abused when I was a kid at the age of 3. I was adopted. Okay, I'm making this video because I feel like I need to again. I think what's happening here is that Danny's like hurting me, and I'm like, what the heck, dude? Like, and Danny's like, what do you mean? I was just playing around, Aaron. I don't know what you call that. It's hard for me to believe Danny anymore, me myself. You literally told 3 million people, the last video has 3 million views, that you never abused me. A lot of people now think I'm a liar. Making this video is very, very risky for me. What I've gotten told is to have things against me, footage, or they have, you know, recordings, whatever they have, they, you know, this is what I've gotten told. They have things against me, and they will use it against me if I come out with another video. How sick that sounds and how gross it is, I feel like that's just blackmailing, you know? I do know that I'm not a perfect human being, and I do know I slip and I make mistakes in life.
And speaking of serious news, we've got some news from TikTok. Apparently a bunch of TikToks were posted to the platform here recently threatening a bunch of schools. This is just an example of one of the TikToks that went out that basically said that all students need to be ready for something to happen on December 17th. TikTok actually responded to the threats on Twitter saying, "We handle even rumored threats with utmost seriousness, which is why we're working with law enforcement to look into warnings about potential violence at schools, even though we have not found evidence of such threats originating or spreading via TikTok." We've also got Baltimore Public Schools on Twitter basically saying that they looked into the threats with the police and they found that they were not credible. Now, all of that happened a few days ago, but now we have an article from the Daily Mail saying that over a dozen students from schools were arrested in association with those TikToks. Obviously crazy stuff. We're just glad that nothing actually happened and that everyone is safe. And next up, we got some awesome news coming from Mr. Beast. As I'm sure some of you have heard of Mr. Beast Burger, his ghost kitchen. It was founded back in late 2020. And get this, in just a year, they now have 1,600 locations open. Mr. Beast Burger tweeted out saying, "It's crazy what can happen in a year. Mr. Beast Burger was born 365 days ago, and since then we've opened 1,600 locations in 3 countries, serving 5 million orders." Mr. Beast then replying saying, "We're just getting started." At this point, I'm convinced that Jimmy is just incapable of losing. Like, everything the dude touches turns to gold. It's insane. And speaking of Mr. Beast, we're gonna get into our big story of the day. We've got Mr. Beast talking about a collaboration to break the internet with the Sidemen. Of course, Mr. Beast is no stranger to breaking the internet. Pretty much every video he posts never gets below like 30 million views, and his Squid Game video got over 170 million views. That being said, he put up a tweet tagging all of the Sidemen saying, "Boys, let's film something massive and break the internet." Vicstar then replied with some eyeball emojis, and Mr. Beast said, "I'm serious, come down." Then Vic saying, "2022 gonna be full of surprises. Let's talk at the start of the year." Tommy Innit then chimed in saying, "Vicstar is one of a few men that can tell Mr. Beast to simply wait." Honestly though, I hope they put a rush on this thing. Can you imagine all of the clout in that room, all of the Sidemen and Mr. Beast? Like, that's going to be a wild project, to say the least. And that is all the news that I have for you all today. Thanks again for watching. You're going to have the man, Willie Mac Truck, the rest of the week hosting until KEEM returns. If you want to see more of me, you can find me over on Twitter at TyBlueNews. Until next time, guys, peace.